first half of the school year is coming to a close, you might be thinking of changing your kids' schooling. And have you thought about microschooling? Well, here to tell us more about how these schools are popping up thanks to Prenda is Kelly Smith, the founder of Prenda, and Vicki, who's a guide, as we like to call them. Morning to you two. How you doing?
Good morning.
Great. Hello.
So, let's talk about how this all started, because you started as a teacher, right?
I wasn't a teacher, I'm a dad, and I had been volunteering with an after-school program helping some kids learn.
Yeah, and then you started to go, wow, the kids started to thrive in this way. And we're not knocking the traditional public schools, you know, that's for some kids, but some kids thrive when it's a little bit more in a nice, smaller home type feeling.
Yeah, so I started a group with 7 kids in my house around my kitchen table, and to be able to see the interactions between those kids, the level of collaboration and creativity that came out, they were able to drive awesome projects, move forward in their math and English and all their core academics. It was just really exciting, and I thought, who else is out there? Who could we work with to bring this model to more kids?
And start working. And Vicki, we talk about the guides, because this is great where you, I mean, do you have little kids?
I have little grandchildren, and many of them.
So many of them. So, and then that made you want to become a guide a little bit?
It did. This is actually my 45th year in education.
Wow.
I was a retired teacher, and then with some of the changes that were happening a couple years ago, my daughter was looking for alternative ways to meet the needs of her children, and we found Prenda, and it's been magical. It's been really fun.
And I got to go into one of your classrooms, or to one of the houses of classes, it was really neat, and seeing how these kids were thriving and talking with them how, you know, they were saying that, you know, when they were at traditional school, they might have got a little bullied, or they weren't as fast as the class, and it really pretty much hurt their self-esteem. But when they came into a micro schooling, these kids started thriving. It was amazing.
There's a lot of reasons kids can be kind of stunted or slow in their growth. And sometimes that's, I don't understand what's going on, or academically this is difficult. But sometimes that's, I already know this and I'm waiting on the class, and we're spending our time sort of just keeping people quiet and marching in a line. So I think for really a number of reasons, kids find this setting to be really empowering. It's high energy, it's collaborative with other people, and it's because of technology, we're able to personalize it. So each child is right at their frontier and learning what they need to learn today.
Yeah. Okay, Vic, I'm going to ask you this, because there's probably parents going, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. It's like craziness. I couldn't do it during the pandemic with all their schoolwork, this and everything. But the great thing about it is that it's all supplied there for you to have guidelines, but you get to go at your pace, right?
Oh, it's phenomenal. The kids come in, they work, they meet with their guides and the other students, and we do some getting to know you community building activities. They have an opportunity in our Conquer time to work on a Chromebook at their own level. So I have 5 first graders and 5 second graders, and they are at different levels on their Chromebooks based on their needs, and we interact in a lot of different ways and go into collaborate and create modes, and it's just, kids have lots of ideas.
Yeah.
They've got lots going on, and they want to share it, and they want to talk with kids. And with 10 kids, they have that opportunity. They do a lot of talking.
That's great. 10 kids. So how many kids actually are allowed in a micro school? I mean, since we're keeping it so small.
Up to 10.
Up to 10, that's it.
That's it.
And nothing after that. So, because I know there's some waiting lists going on too, and that's where you're saying that you're looking for guides.
Absolutely.
You know, especially if you are a retired teacher, a grandparent, or somebody who wants to, and you supply everything for them.
That's right. The idea is not to have you invent it yourself necessarily. The really challenging work, and Vicki will tell you this, is getting to know each of those kids, understanding what makes them tick. If you're the type of person that can love a child and understand them, and then be a mentor, a coach, a support, we will provide you with help, right? The curriculum and the content, and these computers even that put the program together. But you need to be there as that human caring. The hardest part of it all is just to be there, loving these kids and supporting them in their journey.
And do you let them kind of like go off on their own a little, like do their own like teaching at times too? Do you kind of like find things the kids like, maybe that's not in the Prenda thing, that you can work with them?
Right. Anything that we feel like will add excitement to what they want to know. I mean, kids have a lot of access to information, but we want to teach them, how do you use that information, and what do you really want to know? We're going to be starting passion projects next week. So
that's great, because I have a friend who I think she should be one, because what she did over the pandemic was amazing with her kids, but she had all these packages of, you know, the silverware that come in, the salt and pepper, and she sat down with them and had this great game where they took them all apart and like separated them and everything. And I thought she was like working them, but she was actually teaching them. And they took all the salt and pepper and poured it in, and they learned a little bit from that, which was really great.
Yeah, there's so many ways to learn, and yeah, I think one of my favorite things about visiting these micro schools is each one's going to look and feel a little different depending on who you are and the makeup of the kids that are there.
Yeah. How can people become a guide, and how can they find out more about the Prenda?
Prenda.com.
That's it.
Check it out.
There it is. So thank you two very much.